introductory comments. Then we'll go to questions in the room, and if time permits, we'll go to questions virtually at the end. Coach, when you're ready, take it away.
All right. Well, another fun night. Great win for our guys. Gritty, tough Stanford team. I knew they were going to play us tough. It showed up on exactly what I saw on tape is what I saw tonight. A team that really plays with incredible effort. I think they were third in the nation coming in here in rush defense, 2 yards a carry. So, really proud of our guys for just finding a way. We ended up with over 5 yards a carry, and Moffitt was about 5.8, 155 rushing. They weren't giving up much. So just a gritty game. It wasn't perfect, but, we need, honestly, it was good to have a little strain, a little tension, and have to overcome a little bit throughout the course of the game. We certainly did that. A lot of good things in special teams. Nolan Hooser, a couple more field goals. We blocked a punt. Aiden was awesome, 43.2 average. Defensively, really terrible in the first half. Just really poor. And they had a few things that we weren't really ready for. But as bad as we were the first half, we were equally as good the second half. And so just love how we played, how we competed. The guys responded. We shut them out in the second half with our ones, and I was really happy to see that. It was awesome. And they were 2 of 7 on third down. I think they were 5 of 10 at halftime. But what we did do great all night was red zone defense, and that's an area that we need to improve. And it was good. They were 1 of 4 in the red zone. The 3 turnovers were huge, and then 3 turnovers on downs. So those were all just that's six stops. And a couple of them were with great field position, including the opening score. So 4 sacks, that's a season high for us. Had a bunch of TFLs. I thought Barrett Carter and Woodaz were awesome. Sammy Brown continues to just, take advantage of his opportunities, a couple sacks. So a lot of good things again, but just the second half was great. And again, just winning the turnover margin. I think that's our 3rd time in a row to do that. And so the turnover margin and the explosive big play margin, those are really positive things to see for our team. And that's been 3 weeks in a row. We've been really explosive. Again, I didn't think we were perfect tonight, but we did what we needed to do, and they really were challenging us, and we just kept attacking and really missed a couple of opportunities that we could have finished, or there was a couple of them that were, just close calls. We dropped 2 or 3 balls, so a lot that we can improve upon. But at the end of the day, man, big plays, 40 points, and that's 3 straight games we've done that. Another big play for Cole Turner, big play for Olsen. Good to see him get in the end zone. Brandy had a couple, critical drops, but then he bounces back and has a touchdown. I think puts him like 2nd in the career here. TJ Moore didn't have a lot in the stat column, but he had a big 3rd down, and he drew a couple PIs, and it was close on another one, and they overturned the one big catch that he had. So, but good experience for him. And then Moffa, 5.8 a carry. Antonio, another really solid night, and Cade was awesome. I mean, he had a couple of plays he'd like to have back, but kid just continues to just shine, man. He's making plays. He's really making a lot of plays with his legs. That's something that, those of y'all that watched him last year, you just didn't see as much. And he's just really grown in that area. When he gets in the open field, he can really go. So he made some big plays there, rushing, but part of 5 touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rushing. Some big plays. And, again, there was a few other plays I thought we should have finished. Proud of him. And then Wesco, man, he and Sammy, first guy to have 200-yard games in his first 4 career games. Just only him and Sammy. That's the only 2 guys to do that. And so it was good to see him make a big play. And, again, just a good team win, a lot of good grit, a little bit of adversity within the game that we had to overcome. Didn't think we played our best game up front. We gave up a little bit of pressure, give them some credit for that. But it'll make us better for sure. But overall, again, just a great win, and team is growing. They're growing confidence. It's been great to be at home, but now we got to go on the road. And good teams win at home, great teams win on the road. And so if we're going to be a great team, you got to be able to go on the road and handle your business. So we got a couple weeks coming up on the road, and opportunity for us. But we just gotta keep going. Just keep resetting each week, and just trying to instill and create championship habits with these guys. I know where they want to get, but I also know what it takes. And so proud of them. And man, our crowd was awesome. Another great crowd. It's been a tough few days. A lot going on. Everybody impacted by the hurricane. Man, are just thoughts and prayers are with them. We have a lot of people on our staff impacted, myself included. Lots of people. Man, Coach Eason, he's had some real family challenges the last few days that he's had to deal with, and he's been gone since Wednesday. To get him back today, our team. I'm just really proud of our team because there was a lot of break-in routine, if you will. There was a lot of things that we just were different from a normal game prep, and I'm just really proud of how they responded. And we found a way. Really proud of all of our logistics people, Dooley and his staff. They did a great job in trying to, create as much normalcy as we could. But at the end of the day, though, just our team was awesome. And again, I thought Stanford played really, really tough. I don't know if it's fair. I think their quarterback might have gotten hurt. Man, what a tough competitor he is. That back, it's just a good, really, I told Coach at the end of the game, man, that was exactly what I saw on tape. All the way they played incredibly hard, and you get a team that plays with that type of effort, you're going to win a bunch of games. So expect them to go on and win several more. But proud of our team, and appreciate our fans and all the support tonight. It's been great, again, being at home, and look forward to getting back in the Valley somewhere down the road.
Yeah, well, you got win number 173, tied Bobby Bowden for most of the ACC. There's a lot of people who coach football in the ACC over the years, and you and he are on the top of the list. That's got to say something.
Yeah, look, it's kind of surreal. I've got a picture in my office of when I had one win, and it was, but it's a picture of me and Bobby Bowden because we lost the first game to Georgia Tech as an interim, and then we won at Boston College. And then you got to go down to Tallahassee and play the Knowles and Bobby Bowden. And, I've told this story. He was one of the first people to call me that night as an interim. That's a really, he's a mentor. He became a mentor of mine, a friend of mine. And, just he impacted me greatly, both through Tommy and himself. And, I can't express that enough, how much love I have for him and the entire Bowden family, and how much respect. It's just surreal as an assistant to be down there and with Tommy recruiting, and Tommy, we'd go by to see Daddy, and, he just walks in the football office like he owns the place down there. We were wearing Clemson shirts, and I was down there recruiting DeAndre McDaniel, and I'll never forget it because he gets up and just leaves, and I'm just sitting there with Bobby Bowden. It was like surreal. He graduated from Woodlawn. My mom graduated from Woodlawn. He's a Birmingham guy. So we just hit it off. And then all of a sudden you become the interim head coach, and there's a change here. And he was one of the first people to call. And he's just like, hey, all of us Bowdens are pulling for you. All of us. We're all pulling for you. And see you in a couple weeks. Now he wasn't real nice on that night. But it was kind of weird. But I have a picture of that moment. And I'll never forget that. And so, man, it's just it's crazy. You just put your head down, you go to work. And not to downplay that. I know that's a big deal. It's a unique thing. But man, let me just tell you, it's just the grace of God. That's it. To be able to be here long enough to be a part of some cool things like that. That's just all glory to God for sure. But all these great kids that have come to Clemson and have bought in to what we've asked them to do, and all these coaches that have come through here over the last 16 years. That's what it's really all about. So just thankful to be a part of something like that. And I think Coach Bowden's probably smiling. Again, I've still got voicemails on my phone from him. He would call me and encouraged me long after he was out of coaching. In fact, he came here, I think he was 90 or 91 when he did the chapel. He came and did a chapel for us. So just a great man, great family, and I'm honored to just even be in a conversation with anything Bobby Bowden.
Coach, going back to, you talked about the red zone defense tonight. Stanford had some success running the ball in the first half. They got down in the red zone. And then it was really, you talk about the team being able to pick one another up, and it was the secondary tonight who was picking some of those guys in front of Avieon Terrell and then Jaden Lucas coming away with 2 huge interceptions. And that really just seemed to kind of change the tide of that ball game, keeping them off the scoreboard until your offense got going.
No doubt. I mean, there was no doubt about it. And, you know, the biggest thing is if you watch our first few games, you know, we've given up some busts in the red zone, you know, with some guys just wide open and just, you know, doing some things down there that we weren't doing out in the open field. And you get down there, and now we got a guy to fit a gap, or, you know, we don't have our eyes on the right guy, and we just turn a guy loose. And it was good to see us tonight. We were at our best in the red zone. And if you're going to be a great team, you got to win those situations. That's why we work really hard. Red zone defense, goal line defense, coming out. I mean, we had some coming out tonight too. It was good to see our offense, you know, have to put some drives together in some tough field position. So all of those things situationally will help us. But to see our defense make those plays, that will give them a lot of confidence. And if you just do your job, I mean, it should be hard because it's a small field. You don't have a lot of room to stretch the field. And so, you know, but everybody's got to be disciplined. Everybody's got to do their job. I was so fired up on the reverse, you know, to see them contain that ball. And again, but to create the turnovers was big time. And, you know, the stop on downs down there was great too. So I'm just really proud of, you know, how they reset, regardless of how they got down there, whatever, they reset and they won the situation. And that's winning football.
Coach, Cade had the 1 interception tonight, but the offense still hasn't put the ball on the ground this season. Yep. Polar opposite from last season. I know you're not doing anything differently in practice, but what can you attribute that to?
Man, it makes all the difference in the world. I mean, when you win the turnover margin and you have at least 2 more big plays than the opponent, you win 98% of the time. And that doesn't have anything to do with missed assignments, special teams, being the least penalized team, all these other things of finishing in the red zone, which are part of our plan to win. Just those 2 things alone are huge. So, I mean, and last year I've never really been a part of anything like it. It was not just turnovers, but where they were, you know, like going across the goal line and just some crazy things. So, hey, that's football though. You know, you just kind of play through it, but we're more experienced. Cade's a smarter player. He's a more savvy player. I mean, other than, you know, he slid tonight and he didn't get that. That's a critical mistake, you know, that he'll learn from. He was really mad at himself after that because those are things that can change games. And it's an easy first down that he's got to get. You know, that could really cost you. But, you know, he's just really playing with so much confidence and vision and just really good decision making. And it wasn't a terrible throw. I mean, he probably could have held the safety just a little bit more and just a little bit of air under it, you know, a little too much air. But, hey, good play by them. But he's done a great job of taking care of the ball, as you know, all the rest of the guys. And if we're going to, again, have a great year, you know, you gotta be at least even in the margin. And for us to win it 3 games in a row, that's a good streak. We need to keep that going.
What were they doing to attack y'all's edges that was giving y'all some?
Just assignment football. I mean, just option football. We went the first time they got outside us, we just buried our head. We were too thick on the, you know, our end was just a little too thick and didn't see the ball. I mean, you know, it's one thing to be outside, but you got to have eyes and you got to leverage the ball. And then they just, you know, did a great job with just option principles. And, you know, we settled down and we finally got it. Whether it was containing from the second level or just, you know, playing over the top, just some basic stuff that we needed to do. And we cleaned it up in the second half. And then they had a few things we weren't prepared for in that first half. But, you know, we knew we were going to get a lot of quarterback run game, but they did a nice job. They did a nice job with their scheme in the first half.
Coach, 4 was kind of the number today, 40 points again. Cade had 4 touchdowns. You had 4 sacks, and you were 4 for 4 in the red zone. Just, you kind of mentioned it, and with the win, you also match Auburn. You kind of made a little joke last week about wanting to pass Auburn being a Bama guy, and now you matched them with all-time wins. So
did they win?
On the day.
Oh, okay. Go Brent. Does that mean we passed them?
Tied him.
No, we tied them. All right. Well, we'll keep rolling. It's going to be a while before we got another home game. Is that home games?
All time.
Oh, just all time. Oh, okay. Yeah, all time. We'll keep working. We'll keep going.
And how does it feel to reach 100 wins at home at Death Valley, making that record?
Well, I mean, our fans deserve a lot of credit for that, for sure. I mean, I told our team after the game, I mean, it really is. And Coach Taylor was like, man, this is really, he was like, this place is awesome. This is really cool. And, you know, it's just such a special place to play. And, you know, when I got this job, that was priority number one, was to bring everybody together. But priority number two was we got to win at home. You know, we got to be, if we're going to, we got to learn how to win at home. And we got to, and you know, I'm really proud of what we've been able to do. But again, the credit goes to these players. I mean, we've lost 3 games since late 2013, and that's because we got players that have bought in, great coaches. But man, our fans and the environment that when you think about some of these wins that we've had, and the environments that we've played in, the fans, the noise, just the passion, it's special. It really is. So I'm thankful to be a part of it. And again, this means I've been able to, you know, beat the odds and stay here long enough. I know a lot of people probably bet against me early on, but I'm still here. And but you know, the players get it done. And I'm just thankful to be a part of it.
Any update on Stellato and Khalil, who looked like he left the game there?
Yeah, they think Khalil's okay. Stellato got hurt on Tuesday or Wednesday. I remember what day it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, we thought it was really bad. But man, we got best case news, so I was really happy for him. And you know, so he's day to day. Where's Chapel? Chapel's gone home.
He's at a wedding.
Oh, whatever. Oh, my gosh. Who's covering for Chapel? All right, there you go. He's day to day. He's day to day. And I'm thankful because he was close to not being day to day. He was going to be out for a while. So I'm really happy for Troy because he's been through a lot, man. And it was, like I said, it was kind of best case news for him. And, you know, so what he's dealing with, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll heal up.
Antonio Williams left the game.
Yeah, I got a little banged up. He should be all right. Yeah, he'll be day to day.
After the game,
Starting with T-shirts.
Yeah, we're all day to day. We are.
Kate mentioned something after the game that some of the teammates' homes have been greatly impacted.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can elaborate on that?
Yeah, I don't want to get into too many details, but we've had a lot of players impacted. We had a lot of staff. We had staff with trees through their house. I mean, I had trees down. Most of us had no power. I mean, we had a lot of kids from Florida that have been impacted. It's a challenge. I mean, for everybody. But man, you look at what's happened down there in Tampa, St. Pete, and some of those areas, you know, down in the Big Bend and all that. I mean, there's a lot of people devastated, especially, you know, I think especially those people in the St. Pete area because, I mean, that thing was 155 miles out, and the surge just, you know, is overwhelming. And so a lot of people have been impacted. And but, you know, I saw a couple of the parents, you know, today, and you know, everybody's going to work through it.
Coach, you talked about their number 13 coming into the game. Great player, had a 300-yard game last season as a freshman. Got you for the 1 touchdown tonight, but, I mean, to hold him to 4 catches for 50 yards is a pretty good job. And how about that interception that Avieon had in the end zone? Yeah,
it was awesome. And, you know, we probably put Khalil in a tough spot on the 3rd and 5 down there. We probably could have helped him a little bit. But kid, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's a big, long kid that can run. He's got good skill and influence in his routes. But you know, a big-time interception. And, again, he was a guy that we knew we had to kind of hold him down. So I would say mission accomplished, for that aspect of it.
Yeah, well, Kate said at halftime, part of the message was that this team's built of the right stuff. What stuff is he talking about?
We got great leadership, great character, a great will to win. I mean, these kids really care. They love each other. They're a close group. I think those are the things that matter. And, so, it's good to see it. Good to see them, like I said, just they've had some really comfortable half times these last couple games. And so, it's good to see them just kind of have to accept the challenge at halftime and to see how they responded. And I thought they all, came together and they went out and did what they needed to do. It was a really, really good second half in all three phases. So it's what you want to see. You play a half, you got a lead, that's great, but there's a little frustration because you feel like you've left some things and you're not doing some stuff in some areas. But hey, you settle down, you make some adjustments, and then you go play a really, really good half in all three phases. So I was proud of them.
Coach, Stanford did a really good job of committing hacks to the box to try to take away or limit the run game, and that allowed the receivers to kind of get out there on an island in one-on-one matchups, and once Cade got locked in, he was able to kind of pick those guys apart. Yeah. So is that a testament to just how many ways this team can come at you and how many ways this team can beat you? When one team decides they want to take something else away, you can come at them from another angle?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when people play you like that, you better be able to win one-on-one or you're not going to win. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, people can stop the run, and so they're giving up some exposure, but if you can't exploit it and you can't win, you're in for a long day. And so it was, we just kept attacking, and honestly, we left a few things out there, and. But it was good to see them just keep going. We got some things on the outside, and then we forced them because they were playing a lot of one safety. We forced them into a little bit of a quarters look, and that's when we hit. That was kind of what we call a shot check, if you will, and we hit Cole on the post inside with the middle field open there. So that was really a big play and a great play by Cole. But they were really challenging us outside. And, again, got some PIs, made some big plays. The play by Wesco was awesome. That was just straight, man coverage. And then we should have had a couple more. We had one time we got hit. We just got beat around the edge. And because, we didn't hold the ball. That was a catch, cock, and throw. And got hit one time, so we were lucky it wasn't intercepted. But I love how we just kept attacking, and that loosened them up. Created some opportunity for us in the run game.
Is that, I think, Jamal Anderson that had the block punt? Yep. He seems to have a knack for big plays.
He does, and he called it. He said, I'm going to block it, and he did. Babe Ruth, he called his shot. He got it done. He literally said, I can get it. And so he's a war daddy for us, man, and on special teams. I mean, he is a core guy, and I mean, just a savvy, instinctive player on special teams. And if he'll keep developing as a linebacker, you'll eventually see that, play out there too.
Now, but what did the official tell you on Moore's catch that got overruled?
Oh, man, we had a lot of discussion on that one. Well, we'll just keep that between us, but I don't know. It's a tough one.
Avieon had that pass interference in the third quarter. I saw you pull him off to the side after that. What did you say to him?
Well, he just didn't find the ball. He played it great. He played the double move really well. He's in great position, but he just didn't, when balls are that far down the field, you can't look to the quarterback. You got to trace the sky. You got to trace your eyes on the sky. You trace, because the ball's, if you look to the quarterback, you're not going to find the ball. The ball's past you. And he just didn't play any, he didn't have to. Just keep your poise. And then just eyes to the sky and trace it back, find the ball, make a play on the ball. And I just thought he lost his poise right there. He played it really well. He really did. He was in great position. So he's such a just savvy, instinctive player. And he's just, he's one of the most coachable guys you could ever have. So he was just frustrated, because he felt like he missed another opportunity for an interception. And again, just he grabbed him, didn't need to.
Dabo, with the hurricane hitting so close to home, like you mentioned, knowing how many of your players have been affected, how does that check-in process work? Because I'm picturing like a big group chat, and I just feel like that's not right. Like, how do you kind of check in with all of your players?
How do I check in with all my players?
Yeah, when something like this happens where a lot of people are affected.
Well, we're together. So, we're together every day. And we talked about it when all this was coming, I guess, Wednesday. Was kind of, making sure everybody, especially down in Florida, everybody was, what was going on at home. And then, again, we're together on Thursday. We're together all day Friday. So, we're all here together. And, so just, our coaches do a great job as well, and just managing their group and their segment and kind of knowing what's going on with everyone on the team.
Anyone else for Coach?
Coach, tonight was your final game in September. As we move toward October, what do you see not only for the team, but for the foundation?
For the foundation of our team?
The All-In Team Foundation.
Oh, the All-In Team Foundation. Well, we're coming up on October, so that's a big month for us from a breast cancer awareness standpoint. Beth's wearing her pink tonight, so it's always a big time. And WCCP we always have the Tigers for Tatas campaign and all that, so it's a big time for us. We have the grant program going on right now, and our committee's going through all the grant requests, so that's always a huge part of October, and to get ready for the big grant luncheon in November. So there's a lot of great things going on with the foundation. But as far as our team, just we've done what we needed to do. We've created a little bit of momentum. We're playing with some confidence. And we just need to keep going. Again, just at the end of the day, we're just 3-1. We got a long way to go, and we're not perfect, but the kids are battling hard. They're competing. We just gotta keep improving. Great teams get better. They get smarter. They don't beat themselves. They stay together, and you got to win on the road. And so this will be our first real opportunity, true road game, to see if we can go play well.
How much have you kept up with Florida State DJ this year?
Very little. I've just been focused on what we're doing week in and week out. I've got obviously keep up with things in the conference, but I'll put all my attention on them, starting tonight and in the morning. But it's been all about whatever we've been doing. I've just whatever moment we're in. That's where all my focus has been, and nothing else.
Is it surprising to hear they're 1-4?
Of course. It is surprising. There's no question about that. They're a really, really talented team. It doesn't matter what their record is. I know who their personnel is. They're a really talented group, and we'll have to, we better have a great week, and we're going to have to play well. So we didn't have a very good record last year when Notre Dame rolled in here, and we probably weren't a very favored team. So you got to show up every week, play to a standard. You don't play to a record. You don't play to an opponent or where you are. It's all about just playing to a standard, week in and week out. That's how you create consistency. And so none of that stuff should matter. Again, if it does, you're going to be a very inconsistent program, very inconsistent team. Anybody can beat anybody. Anybody. And listen, I don't care what their record is. I know who Florida State is. I know what type of personnel they have, and got a lot of respect for them as a team.
Anyone else? Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.